Alright, let's get this going. I haven't tried XSplit 2.0. I used to use FF Split, I think.
さあ、それでは
Antono
本
de
日も
Bagno.
始まります。東西戦
I don't want to hear no sound. So, I don't even know that kanji. And that's, Supa Dorai. Supa. Supa. Let me get the mouse off the screen. I don't know why the fuck I even let that there. Even the kanjis, like, I need to actually know it. I can't even fucking, like, make it out. I think I can make that one out. But I don't know it. But, like, it's not any easier. Because if I don't know it, I can't just put it into a online kanji dictionary if I can't even fucking making out the pieces. There's some complex kanji, too. Like, one time it was, Chiba. Like, the fucking location. And I couldn't see, I guess, the ba. It would be the ba. I couldn't see the ba. It was, like, super complex. And I was like, what the fuck? Hugo, you almost always see Super 3 in Hugo. So seeing a Super 1 mirror is actually really fucking weird. Super 1 is not so easy to land in this matchup. Super 3 is quite easy to land. Just the way that you poke with claps just makes Super 3 really easy to use. It's super easy to clap in this matchup. Anti-air crouch fierce is so risky. It's basically an anti-air shoryuken, like a light shoryuken, except there's no potential to make it multi-hit. There's no potential to like super cancel for safety or anything like that. It's got a shit ton of recovery if it's parried. Hugo goes pretty high surprisingly early with it though, so you can kind of surprise people. Anti-air jump jab is pretty interesting. Hugo is usually a slugfest. These big hits everywhere. Hugo has a lot of poking ability and not a lot of um, like potential to avoid shit. That was nice. He could have supered. He even could have come down with like a... Hugo's jumping combos are actually really shitty. He has to burn a bar. He has to do jump fierce, like crouch short into EX lariat or something. I mean, you don't have to. You can just come down with a 360, which is what he did. Which I think is less damage, but of course you don't burn the meter. He's dead, I think. He got a taunt off though, and Hugo's a lot of health. Still killed. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but Hugo can only cancel light normals. And the only thing he can cancel into, he has two non-grabs. He's got EX Lariat, which combos from lights, regular Lariat, which doesn't combo from lights, and you've got Clap and EX Clap, which don't combo from lights. Neither of them. He actually has no other EX moves. Shoot down backbreaker can't be EX'd. SPD can't be EX'd. Meat Squasher can't be EX'd. Ultra Throw can't be EX'd. And I think that's all 6 of his special moves, right? Moonsault drop, shoot down backbreaker, ultra throw, giant palm bomber, whatever it's called. Uh, the running lariat. That was nice. It's a really good confirm. That super is really quick to start up. You can combo. You can do like crouch short on landing into super as well, and that still combos, but it can push out of range to where the super won't pick up anymore. And also, it doesn't add any damage. I don't think. I think it does about the same as just jump roundhouse into super. Scaling is per hit in this game, not per action, so it won't necessarily scale. The headbutt is super abusable in this matchup. It's a really good special move. Hugo can't crouch under it, and it's safe on block, and it leads to really good damage because it creates a launch state. That's weird. Hugo didn't get hit by that. That is kind of crazy, Epsilon. Goken has a good fireball. Unfortunately, Goken can't mix up the speed, which is kind of a big deal. That doesn't sound like it would be a big deal, and then you start really playing fireball characters. Charge characters are a little intimidating in this game. The thing is, a lot of characters have like... All the charge characters have like these big, obvious moments when you can do your charging. No, charge partitioning is the reason it's intimidating. It raises the ceiling to an uncomfortable level. The skill ceiling in this game is one of the highest of any Street Fighter games, just purely because of that. In fact, it probably is, although custom combos in Street Fighter Alpha 3 also have a huge skill ceiling. When you start really getting into Remy's optimized combos with like full screen, charge buffer, charge partition, fucking fireballs, or like dash in flash kicks, dash in sonic booms, that shit is really difficult. Anti-air clap into towards Fierce. That move does, I think, the most damage of any single hit action that Hugo has. Normal, anyway. It also does quite a lot of dizzy. It's almost impossible to land. If you can combo into it, power to you. If it's the most, it's not by a whole lot. A lot of his Fierce normals do all similar damage. This is another one of those matchups where Elena can't make comebacks. She kind of can because of healing. Healing technically makes comebacks possible, although the bar is as long as it can possibly be. Elena either wins very slowly or dies very quickly. That's just how this match goes. Oh yeah, sorry, Hamtaro ended, I beat the game. Let's jump Strong Fierce, I think. It's one of her air target combos. Yeah, well, Intimidating is based on a skill ceiling. Oh shit, this Hugo's getting all the reads. That Stand Fierce, the elbow drop is an overhead. I guess you guys know that because it's in Street Fighter 4 and it's still an overhead. It doesn't have armor in this game. That was kind of a new and weird thing. An armored normal. Armor in this game does not actually even exist. Neither does auto block or anything like that, like the King of Fighters style auto block. F. So Dudley's name is F. Ouch. I don't know how fast SPDs are in this game. They could still be 2 frames, or they could be much slower. I know they're quite fast, but I don't know how fast. I don't know frame data in this game. Frame data was never that well distributed in this game, and it was never super important because the moves that are minus are usually very minus. The only characters who really care about frame data are the ones with like 2 and 3 frame supers. Which are some characters. Like Dudley has 2 frame supers here and there. Ken has a really good 3 frame super. I think Chun-Li has a really good, 3 frame super, or is it 4? I think it's 3. There are characters with really quick supers, and they get unusual punishes. That's actually one of the reasons Ken is really strong. The main reason Ken is really strong is because he's got a stupid good Ukizeme game and really high damage. And, Shadow footsies are solid. Clark versus Hugo, who wins? I don't think Clark was playable in SVC Chaos, which is the SNK game that Hugo was in. And, I don't think Clark has been in CVS 1 or 2, right? I think he was absent. Here's Turbine. Or Talbane. That Stand Fierce. That move doesn't cancel in this game. So if they parry it, it's your ass. Elena has like 2 cancels. No, like 1. It's like Crouch Strong. I have no idea what her other cancels are. She basically has none. I think Stand Short cancels. I think Stand Short and Crouch Strong. And I think the first hit of Stand Strong, I don't remember. It's literally almost nothing. Almost 0 cancels. EX Mallet Smash usually doesn't get... I shouldn't say usually. It's too slow in this game. It's actually the slowest Mallet Smash, and they're all safe. Every single Mallet Smash is safe, I think. The trick is you can parry them on reaction. That option doesn't exist in Street Fighter 4. Wow, he actually got something there? What the fuck did Dudley commit to? Triple low. Low short cancels, but that doesn't combo, I don't think. I think low short only combos into uppercut. Elena's special moves are pretty slow. Low strong cancels into or combos into spin scythe and EX spin scythe and uppercut, and then everything else. Uppercut's the only move that works and cancels besides that. I don't think any other special move combos. Rhinohorn doesn't combo unless it's in a juggle. Um, uh, Mallet Smash doesn't combo. Link's Tail doesn't combo. Elena doesn't really have a whole lot of combo options at all, let alone ones that work in specific scenarios. That was kind of an interesting anti-air. No meter reptile punish up to 30%. Nice. Just because Chris G dropped him, I mean that's kind of lame, but like that doesn't mean he's non-viable. Reptile seems like one of the better characters right now. That was a punish. If you parry someone's attack and they attack you at a certain height midair, like high midair, it takes a long time for them to land, and then they have no trip guard when they land, so you can hit them while they're landing. And the trick to avoid that is attack lower to the ground, and that way you land sooner. And you get your trip guard back faster. But of course that gives the opponent more time to anti-air and shit. That weird tart combo, stand fierce, stand around a house. I never even knew that Tempo Storm picked up Chris G. Elena's dizzy output is actually quite high. Oh, he didn't react. Ooh, this is bad. This completely turns the game around. He could... Ooh, nice. He did the option select. That was like a... If Chun-Li just parried that, it was over. That's a punish, I think. You can just punish Rhinohorn. That's kind of annoying, though, because if you crouch it, I think one or two hits connects, and your punish timing will be different depending on which one it is, or something, I forget. Whether you stand block or crouch block. There's some like trick to it, but I never fight Elena's, to be honest, because there aren't any. That's a nice combo. That's like max damage on a cornered opponent. Elena is somewhat like Dudley in that she mostly just plays like a sort of poking game with very, very short juggles occasionally. But then when she gets you in a corner and she has an EX bar, she can start doing some pretty beefy juggles on you. The difference is that Dudley has a bunch of other tools he can use, and also Elena's corner carry compared to Dudley's is pretty bad. Also, Elena's a meter hog. Elena's combos will frequently require 1 or even 2 EX moves. Elena played well is pretty annoying. The problem is that parries are the enemy of pokes, which is why you need Elena's amazing car throw. By the way, Elena has an amazing car throw. She has a pretty good car throw in Street Fighter 4, to be honest. Off of stand line kick. In this game, it's off towards forward, I think. And it's, it goes pretty far. I think it's like the third or fourth farthest car throw in the game. Back roundhouse. Or maybe that's back fierce. I think it's back roundhouse. Back round... No, there's no fierce that's like that, I think. I don't remember. Yeah. Back roundhouse is like... You can like move it while it's going. And the back roundhouse goes super high. In Street Fighter 4, they made it unthrowable, which is kind of cool. They also made it dodge lows, which is also kind of cool. Very good for matchups. I find it destroys Shotos. 1-2 fastball, down 2, forward 2, 2+1. Sounds like a pretty cool combo. You need that meaty connect down 2 though, right? You need to already have done the down 2, and then they need to like jump in. Like the late frames need to hit them, because you're comboing off a down 2 mid screen, right? That jump short, I think. My Elena senses are telling me that's jump short. Whoa. Nice reads. Yeah, so when you're like poking out like that, you're relying on your opponent not knowing when to parry properly. Like not knowing the exact couple frames that you're going to hit him. And you're also relying he's parrying in the wrong direction. But Elena's ability to mix up your parry direction is actually not that good because her lows are not very ranged. You gotta like walk up and poke with low forward and low short. And that kind of sucks. Ooh, nice. That kind of sucks because ooh, that should have been a kill combo. Elena's kind of difficult to juggle. She has a wonkiness to her. I don't know what it is. I think she like hits the ground early compared to other characters or something. But there's just something weird about the way she juggles. I think she gets really narrow. Like timeout. Let me get paint open. I think most characters when they're being juggled, let's say this is like, I can't spin things in paint. Shit. Let me just draw some squares. Let's say like this is a normal character's like fucking Hurtbox. Okay. Ignore this part. If they're getting juggled, it's gonna look like this, I guess. It's still big. It's probably still square too. But Elena, when she's getting juggled, gets like this. So like there's like a super narrow part that you have to she's really narrow vertically, even though she's like quite wide horizontally when she's being juggled. That's what it feels like. And you need to like get a very specific window when juggling her. Is this Beth or Bob Ross? Fuck. I probably didn't do a very good job demonstrating what I was thinking. Those anti-air stand strong. I think even on parry that's safe. Probably depends on when you parry it. It's a mix-up too, because you can do it early and it's only one parry. And then they'll wait for a second parry, and then if there's no second parry, they'll just land. EX Smear? That's a really good anti-air. He missed the charge though. It's very difficult charging right there. Getting the double tackle in that scenario. He's almost got the dizzy though. He's not going to get it at this point. Oh, it's healing. He might get it at this point. Dizzy recovers very slowly. Urian's dizzy output is okay. It's difficult but possible for him to dizzy you. It's easier if he runs Super 2, but none of them run Super 2. The main thing to watch out for, most characters don't necessarily have good dizzy, but they have... Like, how good a character's dizzy is how good their highest dizzy attack is, and how capable they are of landing that attack. Like, for example, most of Urian's attacks don't do that much dizzy. Tackle does a decent amount, but headbutt does a lot, especially EX headbutt. So, like, if Urian just lands a couple headbutts in a pretty short amount of time, he can get you up to 50% dizzy pretty quickly. I have played Fourth Strike. I thought it was fun as fuck. The change that I most enjoyed was one that, like, I wasn't even on any of the change logs. I completely slept on it, but it was actually incredible. It was that Oro's reversal stomp. If you whiffed a stomp, it had no ground recovery. Kind of like Guy's quarter circle forward punch, the Bushin flip. It was like that. It's like if it whiffed, there was no recovery whatsoever. And that was just really fun to play around with, because it meant I could do a lot more stomps and footsies, and I could just get away with them. Cool juggle. He should have juggled uppercut, though, I think. Odd. He was looking for a parry there, or something. He probably thought it was the hard one. He probably didn't know what the fuck to do. Interesting. Elena got out of the scenario better than most people would have. Full health. This counts as a perfect if you get the kill now. Elena, parrying with Elena is kind of annoying, because her standing animation shifts you forward. Just like her natural idle moves, and it moves her push box. So sometimes you'll try and parry a fireball, and then she'll step backward, and then your parry will just harmlessly whiff. Or sometimes you're about to parry a fireball, and she'll step into the fireball before you can hit the parry. It's just very annoying. If you're crouching all the time, it's not as big of an issue, but just like, you have to stop crouching to hit forward. So it's just like fucking crouch until the fireballs are right about to hit you. The runaway, he did not do that correctly. That was a complete misplay. Urian's time over is kind of cool. He grabs his arm and squeezes it so hard blood comes out. Oh yeah, but the thing about Aura's reversal stomp is that it's airborne on frame 1, which means it's fully vulnerable. You can hit it. But if you do hit it, he just gets air reset. And I would just be able to avoid Oki scenarios entirely by doing reversal stomp. And they could air to air it to punish it, or they can just hit it with their melee attacks to punish it. But it would just be one attack, and then it would get reset, and that would be fine. So I basically couldn't be whiff punished. That's the thing. Is like normally you're just supposed to whiff punish that move. You let him bounce over your head and then you punish it. And it's not that hard to punish for most of the cast. Orie and Alex have kind of a hard time. Apart from that, everyone can punish it, I think. Oh, Hugo can't punish it without a jump jab, or I think a jump strong. They are visually identical. I don't know which one it is. Um, Hugo has to do like a single jump normal. Oh, I think he can EX Lariat too. And he could definitely punish it with Super 2, which is one of the reasons Super 2 is actually pretty good against Dora. It's not enough. Oh, I like that. Bonk. In 3S or SF4? Oh, to the Makoto comment. I thought we were talking about Aura still. I feel like Alex would have been pretty good in Street Fighter 4. They had his assets from Tatsunoko versus Capcom. I'm surprised he never made it to the game. He parried and then he hit stand strong and Makoto was crouching and it just whiffed. Gotta use stand forward in this matchup. Stand forward has a smaller activation range because it's close normal, whereas stand strong is just a normal. Um, and also it comes out slower, I think. You have a juggle there. I feel like Makoto's a little stiffer in third strike, but I feel like the engine means she's less stiff, you know what I mean? Makoto doesn't really have to navigate like projectiles in this game, but she does in Street Fighter 4. So her stiffness really comes to light in Street Fighter 4, even though she's less stiff than she is in this game. That's what I feel. This should kill. Another Alex. Last one was Orogure. This one's Kazuya. Kazuya is still a good Alex. Makoto is Pokey, I guess. Meaty stand forward. He buffered it like he was. Ooh, you get him? Nice. It's a lot harder to land a Karakusa in Street Fighter 4 than it is in this game. It's quite easy to land one in this game. This is a tourney, but I'm not playing. If fucking you somehow thought I was playing. It's not a traditional tournament. It's two sides. It's just a shit ton of people. It's a giant, like, Team 1 versus Team 2, Pokemon style. Minus the switching. You stay up until you're knocked out, then a new person goes up. Oh, and I think they're supposedly organized from weakest to strongest. But I don't know if that's like, oh, he tried to do the meaty Fukiaga. I didn't know that worked on Alex. Or I think I did. On Alex's dizzied hitbox, you can hit Fukiaga, I guess. I don't know. I knew it worked on Lily. Ooh, that's what happens when you guess right in this game. Punish scenarios are everywhere. Someone pointed that out to me and it like blew my mind. I would talk about punish scenarios like they were a really big deal in Street Fighter 4, and someone was just like, "Yeah, but when do you ever get punished?" And I was like, "What?" And then I started thinking about it. It's like, when do you ever get punished? People are really safe in Street Fighter 4. Parries make punish scenarios really common. Kuroda thinks Aura wins this matchup. I think it's 5-5. Ooh, that's why you sometimes just parry into command grab. It's because stand forward is not always reliable. Sometimes you get far forward, it's even farther than that, but command grab always works. Parry into command grab is pretty good for that reason. Stand short is really good in this matchup. I don't use it that much most of the time, but just like spacing Makoto, it's just really easy to use. Has almost no recovery, and it just stops her from doing whatever she's currently doing. It's pretty fast too. I don't know how fast it is, but yeah, I've seen that. Ooh, nice parrying. That was a link. He got it. It's a lot harder in Street Fighter 4 to make someone do unsafe shit. In this game, it's really easy to make someone do unsafe shit because they have to do unsafe shit to get out of the range of the Karakusa. But in Street Fighter 4, you can just tech a throw, and then you'll fucking throw a Karakusa, unless it's like a perfectly ranged, or unless it's a meaty setup, or like tick throw. Still kind of a meaty setup, if you know what I mean. That was fast! That was a fast shakeout. That was cool. I'm impressed. Forward is literally awful. Grabs are weaker than Street Fighter 4, I think. The thing about them is they actually have a function. Like, the mix-up with grabs in Street Fighter 4 is almost not a mix-up. They're only actually a mix-up once the frame traps are fully in the mix. Otherwise, if you see a grab connect, it's just a fuck-up. Like, either the grab landed in a punish and it's a bad punish, or, ooh, that was nice. Or the grab landed in footsies and the guy just sucks at teching throws. Aw, Cora's gone. But in this game, grabs have a function, and that function is blowing up parry. You can, like, defend in tech, but you can't parry and go for normals in tech. Actually, you can. It's incredibly high level. There's some nonsense associated with it. Obscure option selects. That was cool. That was big damage. Speed gets the coolest parries. He could get dizzy right now. Ooh, that was clutch as fuck. Anyway, because grabs have a definitive function, and because parries are just so worth going for, grabs actually land all the time in this game. It's really easy to land a grab. People just don't go for it that much because, again, it's unrewarding. But, like, it's super easy to land throws. That being said, throws are actually much harder to land in this game compared to Street Fighter 4 because they have a lot less range and uh, like less priority. I don't know how to describe it. I think they're still 3 frames, but they tend to lose to normals, where in Street Fighter 4 they tend to beat normals. It's not awful. Well, it kind of is awful. It's awful if you look at it like a step kick. It's like the worst step kick in the universe. More like you can get counter hit easy. More like Makoto's forward is like counter hit bait for yourself. Grota theoretically thinks this matchup is fair. Was that it? Did he think it was fair? I forgot. I need to relook at the Crota tier list. That's so weird to me. I always thought it wasn't as bad as like Hugo versus Chun-Li, but like fair. I love that Orie Yang back there. There's something just very King of Fighters-y about the style of this game. That was a good air tar combo. It was exactly the scenario where you should use it. But fucking L. Bafa fucking L. Buffet fucking L. When's the underside preview 3.zip? Why do you always just come here and advertise your own shit? I mean, I don't even know if it's your own shit. I'm not saying it's like games you made or anything. I'm just saying like, fuck, dude, I stream my own shit. I stream what I want to play. I'll stream what fucking monsters want me to play. I say when just yesterday I made a poll for what game I should play. There are plenty of streamers out there who will just download your random games and play them. Is Super really not a punish there? I don't know about the speed of his SPD, but I know that his Super is 1 frame. And it will punish -1 moves. So he's a Super away from winning. It's over. Fuck, Mister. Makoto's forward short is actually alright. I kind of like it. I'm not going to say it's great. You want to know what you can do with Makoto's forward short? You can do a EX dash punch, FADC dash forward short. That's actually the coolest combo in the game if you've never seen it before. So how to style on people with Makoto. When are you gonna play Dragon Warrior Monsters 2 or Dragon Warrior 7? You wouldn't have guessed, but I was already planning on streaming both of those games. And I'm probably gonna make another new file on Dragon Warrior Monsters 2 because it's been so damn long since I played it. I can't decide how hard I want to go with Dragon Warrior Monsters 2. I would need to use cheats because I can't get all the keys on just the one file because it's a share game. It's like a one for the price of two game, two version game. It's a version game. So because I would only be playing one of the two versions, I wouldn't be able to get all the keys and I wouldn't be able to get all the monsters. And also I would need to use cheats because there's 3 monsters that literally you had to win like a contest to unlock them. So now it's just straight up impossible to get those 3. So you have to use cheats to get them. Also, their max level is 9, which means you can never ever breed them. I think they have pretty good stats, though. I don't remember. So if I used cheats, I would try to do as much as I could without using cheats, but even then, like the bonus content of 2 is nowhere near as good as the bonus content of 1. It's not really a game that's like worth 100%ing. They are the Lamia. Is it called the Lamia? I don't remember. The Dimensar and the Kagabo. I think that's the 3 of them. Lamia, Dimensar, and Kagabo. It's not that hard to find a picture of all 3 of them. Hold on. There they are. Or there's one of them. There's 3 of them. You guys can see that? Should be like right in the same place. You had to like send your game copy in to Nintendo Power or something. Also, these levels are like incorrect. Guess that means this is a guy playing on an emulator who hacked them in. None of these Lamia's from Dragon Warrior Monsters 3, I think. And the Mensar and Kagabo. Kagabo is a reference to Watabo and Warubo. It's just showing there's more of them, I guess. Kaga means shadow, I think? I don't know. It probably has multiple meanings. I don't know what the fuck this thing is supposed to be. And Dimensar, I don't think it's been in any games. I think it's just a cool design. Anyway. You can't get any of those monsters, they're nowhere in the game. I actually kind of want a Street Fighter game with a really tiny roster with incredibly complex characters. Street Fighter 4 had simpler characters than Street Fighter 3. You wouldn't think so, but it did. That's a really hard thing to describe. That's why I can only play one character in Street Fighter 3, is the characters are just incredibly complex, even though they don't look that complex. The scenarios you need to be ready for are more demanding and exact. Nice. Nestor's a pretty good player, isn't he? It's coming out within 1 year from last April. It's coming out this fiscal year. I like that ender. That's not the best ender for meter, but I think it might be the best ender for damage. I'm not actually sure. Dive kicks are good. All of those dive kicks were safe but minus. But he got out of the potential for being thrown by jumping. And of course jumps are throwing me in frame 1. None of them were punishable, but all of them are minus. Remy might have been able to Super 2 them. They even pick Super 2. Yun's dive kick is real spammable in this game. This is Atsushi. He is a pretty good Ibuki. I love the side switch. See, that kind of thing. Ganejin is insanely complex. You need to know a million different scenarios. There are actually, like, you actually need to know, like, fucking 5 or 6 different enders, depending on the character you're fighting and what your objective is. Like, optimal damage, optimal meter build are normally the two that you want. Usually optimal meter build. Or like an Oki scenario. Sometimes. Like a reset. And then there's like grounded Ganejin combos, which are technically max damage mid-screen. And then there's like different Ganejin combos depending on what character you're fighting. This kill. Oh my god, that was smart. If he did anything but jump, he would have died. That was insanely intelligent. He was too cowardly. He was really afraid of a reversal, so he was just pressuring, waiting for Ibuki to hit a button. If Ibuki hit any button there, she would have been dead. But she turtled it out, and he was too afraid to go in and throw. I feel like it's going to be next year. Like June. Probably not June. Probably like April. I feel like Street Fighter V in April sounds likely. Calling it right now. Street Fighter V, April 2016. Record this. Oh yeah, but Ganejin has really easy follow-up, so you just need a little bit of damage. You got like super high damage combos that are really hard to do, like repeated car palms. You've got setups that start off a command grab with a lot of super remaining. You've got setups that start off a command grab with very little super remaining. You've got Ganejin setups off stand medium kick activation, which are actually higher damage, but they're different, so you need to be ready for them. You've got Ganejin setups off of a shoulder on block, a shoulder on hit. You've got block strings you need to be able to do in Ganejin. That would make everyone mad, and you know that would make everyone mad, even if it could theoretically be good. Epsilon. That was really good. That back medium kick from that close. Couldn't they have just used stand medium kick? Damn, deleted tech. He would have just gone thrown. That's safe too, that's the disgusting thing. I don't even know how to stop that. Or I can forward dash. Or it's really tiny when he forward dashes helo profiles. I don't know if it's like a true instant air one though. I really wish that Capcom would do that. Maybe with a completely new IP. Just make a fighting game and add the characters one by one. That would be just a super cool thing. I'd really love to play a game like that. And then listen to like fan feedback a lot on how to make the game more complex. Like start with a pretty simple game. And then like take fan feedback for like adding special moves for characters and stuff like that. Adding mechanics. Wouldn't that be cool? Maybe just started with one character who had like fucking 3 basic special moves. And it was just like Every single match was the equivalent of Ryu Ryu. Did you try to parry out or no? Nope. Like an open beta fighting game. An endless beta fighting game. That'd be really cool. This guy wants to play. Ibuki for life, 420 frame links. In 12 minutes. The game would have to be pretty cheap, but hopefully it wouldn't cost that much to design. They could make it just super low investment. Like a fighting game that just anyone could pick up. That was like the max range that would still combo, I think. Ooh, that was an insane read. DX Fukiaga, how'd he get that hard of a read? What if Ibuki woke up blocking? What if she woke up fucking teching a throw? What if she woke up parrying? What if she woke up doing a reversal? Any of these things would have beaten EX Fukiaga. But afraid of a Karakusa, so she jumped. Who are these players? Get the combo. Oh, I don't know if you can do a combo there. I actually have no idea. Yun doesn't have shadows for Ganejin. He does have extra hits on some of his attacks. Notably his dash punches. And his shoulders, I think, right? He doesn't have shadows though. So technically none of the hits, or also technically all of the hits, are super hits. So I don't know if they have juggle potential or not. Well, obviously they have juggle potential. What I'm trying to say is I don't know if they'll juggle after a reset. I don't know about crowdsourced. I feel like that could be good, but I don't want it to be the same project. But we already have a crowdsourced fighting game. It's Nyatagaras and it refuses to come out. If your Mugen isn't just like Shin Mega Akuma times 2000 versus Goku Super Saiyan 4, you're not doing it right. If you don't have naked Chun-Li versus naked Mai Shiranui, you're doing it wrong. Name a fighting game character hotter than Mai Shiranui. You can't. That's Samuel House. I don't know if that natively gives you enough time to confirm. I think it does, but I can't say that with certainty. Hager, hottest character? You're looking at it from an angle that I did not consider. I was not considering literally any men. But I guess there are some hot men. I wouldn't say Hager, though. Most attractive male character from a fighting game? I don't know how women think about this sort of stuff, or like gay men or whatever, but I would believe if someone said like Orie or Remy. I think there's probably something masculine about the aggression of those two characters, and also they're stylish. I don't know. I don't claim to know how women think, but I would think that women would be attracted to those two. Every time I hear about like a person that like women are like all obsessed with, it always surprises me. Like Link. A lot of women are attracted to Link. I shouldn't say a lot, but you know, for video game characters, he's one of the highest ones. And it's just like something about, apparently it's something about the strong and silentness of his character. Makes him just look really aggressive and aggressive's the wrong word. Probably most rational people aren't inherently attracted to aggressiveness. Makes him look, gruff. Still wrong. What's the word I'm looking for? Someone help me out. Robert Garcia is probably pretty good. It makes him look strong somehow, but I can't think of the word that I'm thinking of. The muteness is somehow strengthening. Damn, nice confirm. Women don't. I read a study on this. Women don't usually agree on what they find attractive compared to men. With a woman, it tends to be very personal what she um, finds attractive compared to other women. Like obviously there are some common factors, but men pretty much all agree on what they find attractive. Men pretty much are like, yep, this is the woman I want, and it's usually a pretty similar thing. It's usually like, oh, give her fucking big tits, wide hips, narrow waist. Give her a nice ass to waist ratio. Usually what men say. They don't put it quite like that. And of course there's still variation, but I'm just saying there's a lot less variation for men. That's what I heard. That's what I read. I cannot confirm it because I'm not a woman. I am not multiple women, which is what I would need to be in order to confirm it. That's 3 parries. I've done that one myself. It's always 3 parries. You can actually block and punish a dash punch. I think it's 2 parries for a shoulder. Geese? I wouldn't be surprised with that one. That one wouldn't surprise me. That's an interesting one. Look at this, 3rd strike. Chun-Li arguably benefits more. That was a crazy cross-up. Chun-Li arguably benefits more from her meter than Yun does in this matchup. But then again, Yun charges it pretty fast, and he's pretty good at avoiding Chun-Li until he gets it. This is top tier Yun play right now. This is like, this is Yun abuse right now. Yun is being abused. No, he went for a parry, but there wasn't in range. Nakara throw. That was nice. He needs the reset like now. That was it! Oh, wasn't it? He just missed it. Yakun was so scared he didn't even parry the last hit. He was just like, I'm not fucking this up. He would have died if he missed the parry. The last hit does a shit ton of damage. I don't know if it would have actually killed. I don't remember the health already. But the last hit does a lot of damage, because normally it's scaled a lot, because it's scaled by hits. It's normally like the 17th hit or whatever. So it normally like loses a shit ton of damage. He could have done a better combo than that. He got the hit confirm. He got the parry hit confirm and the double jumping combo. And he still only did like a super short combo on landing. He could have done like jab short strong hard dash punch or something. Makoto from BlazBlue is a confirmed lesbian. Word of God has tweeted. BB, like you don't know what BlazBlue is? What the fuck? Match. This is a good Akuma player. He was doing stand strong, watch for parry, and then uppercut. Akuma doesn't have a target combo he can go into, so no one, or he does, but no one goes for it. So no one does double high parry against Akuma. Yeah, I'm sorry. They confirmed that Makoto was a lesbian on Twitter. And I think somewhere else too. They were gonna make Tsubaki into a lesbian. They were gonna have what's her face, Noelle, have a lesbian friend who was made uncomfortable by Noelle's hotness. And then they decided to like they decided kind of late in the story, I guess, in writing the story, to put Tsubaki and Jin together, and they were like, shit, we lost our lesbian. So they made Makoto. They made a third friend who could be the lesbian. I like to think that Tsubaki is still bi though. I like to think they're all bi. I think all women should be bi. Bafael 2015. I think all women should be bi. Feel free to quote that. Feel free to make that my epitaph. I mean, I wouldn't like fucking attack you or anything. I'd tell you I thought you. Damn, these two are being real serious. Excuse me. I'd be perfectly happy if that was my epitaph. Damn, match looking comfortable. Yeah, that was smart. Went for the chip out. That chip out is not so good. I think it tends to only get one hit on block. Especially from that range. Goal key. Well, it's the end of the video. So, this guy wants to play some Street Fighter 4. I'm going to boot it up.